Welcome to the Bear Pit Pod, back again, but a bit of a different setup this week for those watching on YouTube. And also Craig's not here, Jake's here. You might remember him from
Summer Series
pre-season podcasts when we were out in Germany and Switzerland when we were filming in a friggin' airport on a train for one.
Yeah, we did the train one and then the airport was the second one. We didn't do one in Germany, remember?
Yeah, we didn't do one in Germany.
You did it with Carl. You did it with Craig when you were back.
Yeah, waited till I was back. So yeah, there's a bit of a different setup. We're not in London. Craig's not here. And we're just going to make do because I knew you'd all go absolutely fucking mental if there wasn't a podcast. And this week we do start off on a sombre note because obviously the biggest news that's pretty much rocked Stoke City and Stoke City fans in the past couple of days broke on Sunday night that Dear Nottingham, I don't know how to say it.
I always said dinner to
But neither of us are right. Jonny Tex, as he was better known, or Johnny Brazil, sadly passed away aged 25 playing football. And absolutely devastating news. I was about to start doing something, and once I got that, I didn't do anything else for about an hour. I just remember sitting there thinking, fucking hell.
Worst of it is like 25. He's younger than us.
Yeah, he's younger than us. He's also got a little girl, which is absolutely terrible stuff. Thoughts obviously are with his family, his friends, anyone close to him. Obviously his daughter as well. And since it broke, nothing but positive news and messages about him really from players, former players who used to play with him, fans, the manager. Obviously the club did a minute's silence at the training ground the other day. I hope they do something for the next home game as well.
It'd be nice. But
it'd be nice. I'm not sure what
just
it'd be.
Just a minute's applause or
silence. Black armbands. Either or, it'd be nice. But it was a great touch by the club doing the minute silence at the training ground midweek. What do we know about Jonny Tex? He was at the club for a couple of years. Signed from I think it was someone in the Slovakian league.
Wasn't he Brazilian-born Slovakian?
He's Brazilian-born Slovakian, yeah. And I remember Mark Hughes saying that he had qualities that reminded him of Ryan Nelson at Blackburn. And that was his main reason for signing him. He made 2 appearances, 100% record actually. It came on against Aston Villa and also the Bournemouth game. I think the Bournemouth game is the one that sticks in fans' memories the most because he was like a young Bobby Moore. Because it came on for Eric Peters, I think, or that might have been the Villa game.
I know he didn't play actually centre half. I'm sure he didn't, but that was the only game. I didn't remember the Villa game, in all fairness. I just remember the Bournemouth match.
Some of the comments on the page, some people left some comments as well, and one of them was from Ethan Jerome Snow, says, Villa away, it's 1-1. Struggling Peters picks up an injury, only for the big half Brazilian, half Slovakian, 6'4" centre-back to replace him. Inspiration change. His presence on the pitch frightened big Ron Vlaar, who lost his head and gave away a penalty in the last minute. Moses slots it away, and Stoke win the game thanks to a crucial 4-minute cameo from big Jonny Tex. And also, it says, let's not forget, against Bournemouth, when Hossel, who scored, he literally ran the length of the pitch to celebrate with the lads in that game. And again, Stephen Hubbard says thoughts with Dear Nottinghams. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Family's so sad, especially at such a young age. Won't forget his game against Bournemouth, replacing Mooney in the second half and having to get stuck in defence after we were hit with injuries, which also started off Juice right back role.
I remember, he did play that game. That Aston Villa, was that Sherwood's first game as well?
It might have been.
I think it was.
I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, again, he was just such a... He had a sort of cult hero status.
I'm never sure how that came about, but... I don't know if it was anything to do... on Football Manager, he used to have brilliant potential. I don't know whether it's come from that. Obviously, people like playing because of that reason, or whether it was just like not a running joke, but you know what I mean. But yeah, he just seemed to have a nice following behind him. And I read some of the comments about the Players' Awards evening, and obviously get set at the table with him.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who said about spending a lot of time with him at that night.
Yeah, I read quite a few, and they're all nothing but praise for him. So he must have just been a really nice character off the pitch.
Well, that's what I mean. All the notes from, I think, pretty much all the lads, the players who've since have said, he was just a fun guy. Just seemed to really enjoy himself and always have a smile on his face, and you could see that really from his Instagram, because I followed him on there. I remember a lot of pictures they used to put on. There was the infamous picture from, I think it was Cologne, where he was in the back of the photo of Muniesa and Hosler and Bojan and everyone. But yeah, absolute massive shame. And obviously, again, I can't repeat it enough. Our thoughts and condolences go out to his friends, family, and everyone. And hopefully, we all get a chance at the Britannia, or the Bet365 as it's now known, to, sort of pay our respects next match day. We will move on from that now, and obviously on to the weekend's game. 2-2 against Leicester. I'm getting sick of these 2-2s with Leicester at home. Started off, the first goal from them was from Ibora, first goal for Leicester, and it was from a header from a corner. Zonal marking came into question again.
That's the key bit there, again. I mean, to be fair, they had a stat up on Sky Sports. I think us and Leicester, before the match, both scored 5 goals from corners or set pieces. So they're obviously a threat anyway. I think that Harry Maguire is a big lad.
Yeah, big square head.
Yeah, massively. But I think so. They were a threat anyway, but we've conceded quite a few from set pieces. But it's just, I don't know why we stick with zonal marking. Hughes must have faith in it to stick with it, but
it pisses me off.
Oh, massively.
Someone did make a point, and to counter that argument about zonal marking is you never see anyone saying "fuck man marking" off when you concede from a corner from man marking.
Yeah, because that's down to an individual player, so surely you just say "fuck him off."
Well, the thing that gets me with zonal that pisses me off, and it was where I feel Ibora's goal came from, and where a couple of others is they've always got the run on you. So you've got your standing jump against someone who's got a sprint and jump against you, and it only goes one way. Especially when you've got towering players like Harry Maguire, Ibora, and whoever it may be.
Well, it's not just that, but it's from the knockdown. Ibora's come onto it, whereas we're still a bit static. And if he's coming onto the ball, and he's just struck it, and to be fair, you're not going to stop that just at the force.
Jack got a hand to it, but
you're not going to save it, is he?
Point blank.
It's too powerful from where it's on, but it's just that bit as well. They're getting the run onto the knockdown, whereas our players are static on their position. Unless it falls on their feet, they're not going to get there in time. So I don't know. I think I've never even played zone defending myself.
No, I've never ever played it.
I mean, you have we've got men on the post, and then you
man for man.
That's it. For me, that's the way it should be, but. Maybe, I don't know if the defence or Jack has input, or even if it's all down to Hughes. I would actually, don't know if anyone listening would ever know that. I think been involved in a professional setup that would know, but I imagine it's
decided beforehand, depending which side it's coming from, what corner we think they're going to play in, whether it's going to be an outswinger, in-swinger, and where everyone's going to stand, etc. I mean, the game against West Brom, was it? We had just had 3 men lined up in a row on the front post. But we actually got praised against for that on Match of the Day. So it's a really difficult one, but for me, the sooner that we see the end of zone, I think the better.
I mean, I'm not going to, like I say, because of Leicester have scored a few from set pieces, I don't think it's as bad as Thursforks. Apart from that, we've done okay, but it's not great. But if Hughes is going to stick with it, I think just going to have to, that's all I can do, stick with it for now and just hope things improve.
And then obviously we equalised, Shaqiri with the goal. Chupo got the assist, and I think he played through the ball, which was a great ball, but I think he was doing nothing up front. I think he's much better when he drops deeper.
Yeah, I've said this. He's not a striker.
No.
He creates, he holds the ball. His overall play, I thought, was brilliant. I thought he was one of the better players on the day, but he's not a striker.
He's definitely not an out-and-out striker.
No.
He can play up top by himself.
No,
I think we saw it at West Brom as well.
There's a couple of places where he's been up top. He just looks isolated, and he is, and he's not that type of player that's going to But I don't really think we've got any in the ranks that can do that. Crouchy, but he's more of a hold-up man. He needs someone off him, and I think if we're going to persist with this formation, it's going to be a real struggle whoever goes. Because Hesse's been there, tried it. Berahino's been there, tried it.
Where is Hesse? What's happening with Hesse?
I can only assume
that it's something to do with his child.
With his child, that his head's probably not in the right place, and you can't blame him for everything that is going on. So that's what I'm going to put it down to, because there's been nothing.
An explanation would just be nice, even if it is that, maybe they could come out and say.
Yeah,
because he's just not featuring, and he's a player we could probably do with at times.
Yeah,
and he's not even making a sub appearance.
No, all I can think of is it's got to be to do with what's going on back at home. Because I remember, I think when he signed, or a couple of weeks after he signed, I saw that he keeps flying back.
Oh yeah, he keeps flying back because his son's still premature in a hospital, I believe, or at least having treatment.
Yeah, so I think the lack of probably training, travelling, who knows what's going on. I think that's going to be why, which is a shame, but it's understandable at the same time.
And it's Shaqiri with the finish, good goal.
Great finish.
Good finish.
Great finish. Shaqiri's great. With you and Craig have mentioned it's been in many of the articles on site, but it's great to have Shaqiri back. I think this is all Shaqiri we were hoping to sign.
Yeah, he seems to have turned it on this season. I think with Arnautovic going, he's become our talisman, and he's doing it. He's doing it quite constantly. I think he's 4th in the table for most chances created in the Premier League, which is good. Good to see. He's not only scoring but creating chances.
Yeah.
Is he our 2nd top scorer now?
Yeah, I think Mama's still top, isn't he? Because he got, was it 3 in a row?
I think so.
But yeah, it's great to see Shaqiri, the Shaqiri that we all hoped for. But yeah, it was a good finish, good play. To be fair, we needed that goal because I thought Leicester were on top.
Oh yeah, it came at the right time.
Yeah.
Because they were. At one point, I was thinking this is going to be really bad, and we got it and equalised. And then obviously we went behind again. This time Mahrez with the goal.
I thought that was behind the run of play though. I thought we were actually on top because we had a couple of chances. I think Schmeichel had made one of his saves before that, and I genuinely thought we're on top here. And then it was just one long ball. Peter's out of position, but in all fairness, he did bust a gut to get back. But then his decision making when he got to Mahrez
should have fouled him.
Yeah,
should have taken him down.
On that one, I want to pick out Wimmer. I think it was practically jogged back in. And it's not what you want. You want to see
it wasn't great from Wimmer or Peters.
No. And also, I think Jack should have done better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He could have... I think he got a hand to it.
He got a hand to it. It's fair enough. It's come through, I think, just one person's legs. I don't know, no play keeper. It probably was harder than it looked, but I do think he could have done better, personally. I think that might be Jack's downfall, how good he's been. It's probably his own fault for putting those high standards in there, but... Yeah, it was a real kick to the teeth, that one, because I generally thought we were on top. And I couldn't see us coming back from it, but we did.
We did, and who else to rescue us in the final 15, 20 minutes of a game than Peter Crouch keeps on doing it again and again, and I'm not sure how long he can go on for. He could go on to his 40s because he's got no pace. He doesn't need it, but he can put a ball into the box and he'll score, and he did it. And he did it this weekend.
Great run from the corner to get in front of his man. Why Leicester didn't have a player on the post, I don't know, because that would have been cut off straight away, but we'll take it. And I found that weird when the club put on this Twitter feed.
The poll. Yeah.
Should he be
starting more? Well, we're not the manager. Maybe put that question to Mark Hughes, but... Again, this raised. There was a Twitter moment created around it actually, and one of my tweets was featured in there. But I said Peter Crouch wouldn't be the worst Plan B or Plan C in the world for England at the World Cup.
God, who have we got similar to that? Is Andy Carroll or Crouch?
Carroll's not even scoring,
and he's never really fit. Like you say, Crouch has never had injury problems as far as I'm aware.
No serious ones.
Keeps himself reasonably in shape, you'd think. And like you say, when he played for England, what's he got? He's nearly got a 1-2 record, I think.
One of the best goal ratios.
Like, it's hard to defend a 6'7", 6'8" defence. When he's just on top of you, he's going to win the ball. Knockdowns for Rashford, Kane or whatever in the last 10. I completely agree. I think he should be at least considered.
Well, there's been a lot of withdrawals ahead of this weekend's friendlies. I'm not sure if all of them have been replaced yet. I know Kane's withdrew, Ali, Winks...
Sterling, I think, has come out today.
Sterling. I know that Jack Wilshere's apparently going to get called up.
I think Jack Cork got called up.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that's midfield. Striker, like I say, Kane's not there, so... Well, we've got Rashford, Abraham, Vardy.
Don't
know who else.
Then
I haven't really... Do you know what?
Back to Defoe.
Completely lost interest.
If you're picking Defoe, Crouch is scoring more than Defoe.
Yeah. And it's a different option. We've got enough Jermaine Defoe players.
Yeah, we've got
type
enough
players.
similar strikers.
So, I think Crouch would be an option, but it's not even been... I don't think we've seen it anywhere in the press at all.
No.
Whether he's got scored maybe 10 goals in the season, I don't know, but what's he on now? 3, 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
So he could get there, and I certainly think we've got worse options.
Going into our next game, which is our next game? Palace?
Palace away.
Palace away. Does Crouch now warrant a start? Or do you think he's better just the last 20?
I think he is plan B, but saying that, I don't think we've got a plan A. I really don't think we've got a plan A, but... No, I think he is better being brought on. I think if we do, we need to play him up front with someone. And in that formation we've got, I don't think he suits it. Because it's one with the two just behind, isn't it? Unless one of those is going to dart on and make runs off him. I think he's just too slow for a full 90.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Especially away from home. I don't know. No, I think he's a better option to me. I'd love him to start, give him a chance. He might prove us all wrong. Keep scoring.
Keep scoring. I don't know what I'd do. I think I'd probably just, for now, just leave him as a plan B, because he just has that effect, and I think he panics defenders. So you see him coming on, you're like, fucking hell, now we've got to defend, and it can puts it up and really.
Oh yeah, and it does give you that completely different option, but I think keep him as a plan B for now. Still, if he keeps scoring, I think he's going to force his hand by Hughes to start him. I think if he keeps scoring, but for now, I agree with Craig where I still think Berahino should be given a run up top. Because I thought his overall play has been good, and then he just got dropped.
Just can't finish.
Oh, yeah.
Who were the best performers from the weekend? I think Shaqiri had a good game.
Yeah,
Chupo, once he came a bit deeper.
I thought this was one of Joe Allen's much better games.
Yeah, Joe Allen was good.
On the flip side, I didn't think Fletcher played very well, but so I don't know whether it's anything to do. One has a good game, one doesn't.
One of them must have hindered the other.
Yeah.
Fucked the other up.
Yeah, not sure. Cross was good again.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like defensively, although we conceded 2, I thought we still did all right. I think that's it, really.
That's about it. Worst performers?
I wasn't impressed with Sobey.
Sobey didn't have a great game. There was a couple of times where he was, expecting to take on his man, and he just completely messed it up.
Decision making, I felt, was very poor.
I don't know if we've underexposed him to first team football for too long, and he's just not game ready. I'm not sure if that's what it is, but we know how easily he can go past men, and he just didn't at the weekend.
Yeah. We had that one break in the first half from one of their corners, and he had all the time in the world to go down, and I think he just tried to, I don't know who their defender was, he tried to step over and go past him when...
And just ran straight into him.
Pass was on, knock it round or whatever, and he just tried one too many things.
I didn't think Peters had a great game. I'm the first one to get on Peters' back, but again, I think the second goal was partly his fault, and I'm just getting bored of slating out Peters every week, but I just think he is awful every week. I wouldn't
say awful, but what's Timon, whatever his name is, got to do to warrant a start? He keeps getting called up for the under-19s England. So, I mean, we saw him in pre-season, I thought potential was decent. Peters is rubbish as he is going forward. Defensively, he is pretty solid.
If you don't give him anything to do attacking wise, he's okay.
Yeah. But he doesn't suit a wing back.
He's definitely not a wing back, but we continue to persist.
I thought Diouf was one of his. He's just quiet.
Didn't have too much to do.
But I don't know whether that was more to do with Leicester, and because who was it? That Gray kept coming down that side, didn't he, against Zuma? And I think that might have kept Diouf quiet because he didn't get forward as much, maybe for that reason.
Okay, so then also, who would you give your man of the match to?
Not Crouch like Sky Sports did.
They just is it one of them where they pick the sponsors pick it and then they get to meet him? I don't know.
I don't because Sky Sports is one of the pundits, isn't it?
Oh right, okay.
I think, but I'd have gone Shaq. I thought he was behind everything. He got the goal. I don't actually know if he took the corner. I would assume so.
Yeah,
I think
he would have.
That side coming in.
I think he takes them from the right.
Yeah, but no, I just thought generally overall his play was, and he was at the outlet. Like you say, he's the new talisman. And for me, between him and Joe, I was really impressed with Joe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to plump for Shaqiri as well. And hopefully he keeps it up. I know he's got a crunch weekend coming up with internationals in time to qualify for the World Cup.
Is it Northern Ireland?
The Irish, yeah.
Northern ones.
The Northern Ireland, because Republic have got
Denmark.
Yeah. So it's a big weekend for Shaq now. I actually think just before we came on, I tweeted that he just landed in Dublin. So good luck to Shaq. Did we say good luck? Would you rather see Shaq at the World Cup, or would you rather see a home nation?
I really would like to see Northern Ireland get there, but if Shaq didn't play for Stoke, it'd be dead easy. Northern Ireland, but
why the fuck would you say shoot Switzerland otherwise?
Because I don't know, dark horse. I don't know. Yeah, 2 points. I don't know. I'd prefer Northern Ireland, I think. Keep Shaqiri out the shop window then, because he always scores a wonder goal.
Yeah, it's not a World Cup without Shaqiri scoring a bicycle kick from the edge.
Anything, he just bags of screaming.
Loves it for Switzerland, absolutely loves it.
But they play him at number 10.
Number 10. It'd be interesting to see how he does this weekend. Very interesting. Mark Hughes now has 4 points from those two what were considered vital games. Done enough to buy himself a lot more time.
Yeah, he has. To be fair, after the Watford game, I did go out and say I think it's just papering over cracks. I think but the thing that I've seen from the last 2 games is there seems to be a lot more fight. The Watford game, obviously, we hung on, we defended brilliantly, and Leicester, we were behind both times. Both times we come back and managed to get ourselves on the level playing field. So a couple of weeks back, I'd have never expected that. So I'm hoping that this is maybe a kick up the arse he needed, the team needed. And I think, he probably has bought himself another 3 games that we could arguably win all 3. So again, we'll have to judge him then, I think.
Okay. Have you been Hughes out before?
Yeah.
Of course you have. You've done a fine count.
I did. I was sat on the fence then, but then you said if I had to make a decision, I'd say get Hughes out and get someone in. There's plenty of options out there.
So if you're saying that, if he was to go in a couple of games or so, because obviously me and Craig have been quite vocal about our different points and opinions. Yeah. Who would be your replacement?
Big Sam.
Big Sam.
Big Sam. I think he just seems to get, with the squad we've got, that's like his sort of forte. You've got a big lad, a couple of big lads he can hit up to. You've got a couple of people that can play football if it needs to. But he does sometimes always have them flair players, like he had CROUCHY at Bolton, he had Nalka there, and then, to be fair, I'm not sure when he was at West Ham, but when he was at Sunderland, I can't think of it, is it Jermaine Lenz? He had players like that. So he does incorporate the flair players. I think he'd do well. And then
he'd keep us up.
Oh, 100%, yeah. But that's not what we're here for, is it?
No.
But you watch more European football than me. You'll know there's probably handfuls of Bundesliga, Serie A managers out there.
Yeah, there's plenty. There's absolutely plenty. But obviously, Mark Hughes has got some more time. He's got plenty more time now. I think he's secured it till past Christmas, unless there's an absolutely terrible run.
I think he's safe now to the end of the season. This is his 5th year now, is it? Mm-hmm. Same as what we did with Pulis.
Yeah.
I think this is his make or break one. I'm not sure when his contract runs out. I don't know why I've never looked into that.
Well, it doesn't run out this year, put it that way.
No. I think this will be his make or break year. I think the FA Cup is going to be a massive one for him.
It's a pretty big one, since we've already.
That's all we've got to play for now.
We've already gone out the what's it called?
League Cup. Carabao.
Fucking hell, the Carabao. What a mess that is. Probably better to be able to have
look at Bristol City. Beat Palace, they smashed them. So, and they're doing alright in the league. So maybe it wasn't as bad as we first thought. Well, it's still bad, but not horrendous.
It's not that horrendous. But is this horrendous? Today, news has come out we've lost 10.2 million in this financial year.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That might explain the lack of investment in the summer. We did reinvest everything that we sort of got back from Arnie and whatever. Majority of that going on Wemmy. But I don't see how, with all the TV money and everything that's going on. Does that take into cost the stand being built? Or
no, I don't think so. Maybe it does. I'm not too sure. I don't see how. It's the price of a Berahino. I know that. But yeah, I honestly have no idea what this means for the club. I don't know if this is bad news, good news. I don't know if it's one of those what are leaving itself out. But
was it actual I can't remember profit, or what was the? Do you know the actual phrase behind it?
So let's have a look. Let's have a bloody look, because I have got a laptop here, so I should probably use it for some reason. I'm not sure if it's one of those what levels itself out or.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it's turnover or revenue, whatever.
Okay, let's have a look. So this loss covers both the football club and its sister company who own the stadium and training ground. The loss encompasses the financial year up to March 2017 and compares with a profit of 8.5 million on the previous months. The club's turnover, boosted for most of part by the Premier League TV income, rose to a record 124.2 million from 106.4. Wages at Stoke City jumped from 72.2 million in March 2016 to this March 94.2 million.
Christ.
So
17 million.
Wage bill's gone up 17 million. Profits on the sale of players was 3.1 million, down from 14.4 million the year before because less players were sold. So I don't know, it's a difficult one to get a grasp of.
Looks like it's just the wages mainly then. That's 17 million seems to be
a hell of an increase.
Christ.
A hell of an increase. So I'm guessing that was for Boney. A couple of other players as well, high profile players. Arnie when he signed his new deal.
I think with Arnie, Shawcross' new deal.
Shawcross's new deal.
I know, that's in March 2017, so Shawcross still wouldn't have been involved in that, would it?
Probably not.
God knows. Martin's Indy, who knows what he was on at the time.
Yeah, another player on loan.
So, tough one. But I mean, like I say, neither of us are.
We're not
economic study fans
none of us
or whatever.
Are a financial expert of any kind, but I can't remember ever seeing us make a loss under Coates.
I don't know if I ever paid attention to it, to be honest.
I can't remember. Someone might tell me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember in the Premier League us being ever.
I think I saw someone in the Twitter comments mention that he'd done something for uni on Stoke's reports, annual accounts.
Right.
Maybe he can give us like a very brief summary of what that even means if you're listening.
He can help us out. Do get in touch if that is you. Last up, talking point. Eric Peters on Housewives of Cheshire.
Amazing.
This clip came out last night. Where he's having an argument with some woman, and then his wife gets involved. They're having a go about him being a footballer, and then him and his wife sort of put. Well, I think she throws it, but he just.
It looks like it was in his hand, but she seemed to
sort of,
throw
and he
it
assisted it. But
first time he's gone, fucking assist.
Well, I said I'm not used to seeing Eric Peters cross. That was
that's actually pretty good.
And yeah, it is fucking good. He got 250 odd likes on the Facebook page, but weird. It's just weird. And why is he getting involved?
I get his wife being in it.
Why is he in it?
Why? Yeah. Why is he in? Is anyone else? You probably.
I've not watched it. No, I've not. Why would?
I am intrigued to watch it though.
Well, I said,
if it's anything like that,
you had my curiosity, but now you've got my attention with that clip.
However, isn't not most of those shows fucking scripted?
Fake, yeah.
So
scripted.
Probably all made up anyway.
But it's weird.
Yeah.
Why is he involved in it? It's just
also,
focus on your football.
What was he drinking?
I'm not too sure. It looked like water. I don't know if
could have been more to that.
Good, yeah. God knows if it was. Let's go on to the questions from people, and one of them is from Ken Toft. Can you please give me a special mention for the special ones? Gary and Susanna Mustafa Randall, who watch every Stoke game in Spain with your mum. I think they mean my mum. Gary is Mr. Stoke, and I miss him so much at home and at the game. Thanks. No worries, guys. There's your shout out. Matt Bennett says, I think we can agree that if PSG has to sell some of their players due to FFP, Hesse would be the one they'd sell. So if you and Craig, or Jake, who's here right now, were Stoke's chairman, how much would you bid for him if you'd buy him, that is?
Based on what we've seen?
They brought him for 17 million from Real Madrid, I think, or 27?
I'm not sure, but based on what I've seen, I wouldn't really bid more than 15.
15
I reckon we could tempt their hand with maybe 10 to 12. That seems a lot of money for a player that hasn't exactly pulled it off, but that's what we paid for Shaq. Wasn't it close 12 to 14?
Yeah, but you got to remember that was a few transfer windows ago.
Yeah, with all these stupid prices. I mean, it depends how desperate they are to sell it as well, but I'd possibly tempted to throw a 10 to 12 million bid in.
25 million euros PSG brought in for.
So what, maybe 20 million pound?
Not nowadays money.
Well, not nowadays, but
probably 25 million pounds. It's 1 for 1. I just brought euros earlier today. £301 for 310 euros. Cheers, Brexit. Thanks for that.
Let's not get into that.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone's granddad. But anyway, there's one more question from the Facebook before we move on to the Twitter. Louis Eccleston says, in memory of Tex, what's your fondest memory of him? It's got to be the Bournemouth game. I'm not sure if anything beats that. Just came on, and like I said earlier, he was like a young Bobby Moore.
He did bag a semi-final winner for me away at Ajax in the Europa League.
On Football Manager.
Yeah, that's my
fond memory
of him.
Fond memory. A lot of people in the comments as well are also saying about Bournemouth away was obviously Tex's standout moment. Chris Denham says, after Plan B working again, when does it warrant a chance to be Plan A? I understand fitness and age, but hasn't he done enough for a start? Well, we've sort of covered this.
Yeah.
I think we should keep it as it is for now.
Unless Hughes is going to change his Plan A, which he doesn't look like he's going to. He seems to be carrying on with the 3-5. I don't even know what classic 3-4-3, 3-5-2-1. Whatever we seem to have it, he just seems to persist with that. I would like to see a change. I'd like to maybe see 3-4-1-2.
Right, that's the Football Manager coming out of you.
No, like keep the back three. If he's going to persist with wing backs, keep the wing backs. The two of I'd probably go Fletcher Allen still. One of Shaq, and then Berahino, Crouch, or CROUCHY.
Right, that's what you'd like to see. I can't even comprehend what formation you've just done, but
3-4-1-2.
Right, okay, 3-4-1-2.
Well, if we're all pissing about with formations, might
yeah,
as well.
Nah, that just doesn't sit right with me. Jack Bebo says, question for the pod, would you take Slav or Coman at Stoke? No.
Coman looks less arse than Hughes does. Like when he was smiling when they lost about 7-0 to Arsenal, whatever it was.
Probably.
Bilic just seems like he doesn't care either.
Seems like he's done, Bilic. I don't think he'll come back in England anyway.
No, I think West Ham but yeah, they probably ruined everything I liked about, because he played for him anyway, didn't he?
Yeah, former player.
But yeah, I won't have it, Rob, in all fairness.
David Rylander says, players you think we will go for in the January transfer window.
Tough one now. We've actually signed Barry, you know.
Yeah, we can't chase him again.
We need fullbacks.
Fullbacks desperate.
If we're going to play a formation with fullbacks, we need.
Wouldn't mind us going for Gregory Van der Veer.
Right, we were linked
with him previously. Maybe now we can.
Where is he?
Take a punt, Fenerbahce.
We
need a right back. We need a left back as well, but I don't think he's replacing Out Peters anytime soon.
And if the strikers still aren't performing, probably still need a striker. We don't seem to be playing wingers, so maybe we don't need out and out wingers, unless that's why he's changed it, because we do have a sort of lack of depth there. Right, we've got Shaq and Sobi and Hessing, Moting at a push probably, but we definitely need fullbacks.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. The award, or Alex says, would you rather have in your five-a-side team Crouch or Shawcross?
Shawcross.
Yeah. Crouch can't go over Red Eye. What's Crouch going to do?
Yeah, he's got good feet, but I reckon a team of 5 defenders would beat a team of 5 strikers in five-a-side.
Would they?
I think so, yeah. Throw that one out, put a poll or something.
That's the question. Yeah, Craig usually puts a question out each week. That's the question for this week. Would 5 defenders in a team win, or 5 attackers in five-a-side?
Obviously don't include keepers or whatever. 4 strikers, 4 defenders. But okay. I think defenders will come out on top.
Let us know in the comments your thoughts on that one. I'm going to say attackers just to steer it up.
That's just because you're an attacker.
Well, exactly, and you're a defender.
So yeah.
There we go.
And I beat you. So.
No, you don't. And then internationals are this weekend. Are we expecting to see Jack make a game against Germany or Brazil?
I didn't even know what keepers were in the squad. I know Jack's there, obviously.
Hart. Heaton?
He's injured. Was that Pope got called up? He's been injured. I don't even know if he's been English.
I don't think he'd have been called up.
He played the last game against Liechtenstein, so I think
Forster?
I think they'll do half and half or a game each. I think Butland will definitely play one of them.
You think definitely?
He'll definitely play one. I'd be quite convinced of that. He'd be daft not to, but it's obviously Southgate.
Well, hopefully. I mean, he's played one of the games last time. So we've got Joe Hart. Where's the other keeper in there?
Crap! Why have they released it like that?
I don't know. It's really
Jesus.
weird to read. I can't
Butland.
See Butland.
It's only Butland and Hart. Forster's not there because it goes alphabetical order.
Okay, so there's 2 keepers in the squad.
Okay, game each then.
A game each, hopefully.
You'd think so.
So yeah. Would you rather face Germany or Brazil? Obviously, we've got an absolutely depleted squad now as well. It's Jack
not Germany, because that's what happened last time. Was the game we got injured, Germany?
Yeah, and we don't want to see a repeat of that.
No, so we'll start him against Brazil.
See how he does.
Yeah.
And what has he got to do in between now and the World Cup to cement his place? Or what's Joe Hart got to do?
Die.
Die. Oh my god.
Get injured? I don't know. Like, I get it's all well and good having faith in a player. Joe Hart probably feels better for it, all that kind of. But he doesn't make any saves. I know Jack's conceded a fair few because we haven't been the best defensively, similar to West Ham. I get that, but I mean, I'm not seeing shot.
That is sort of skewed from the 7-2 game against Man City, and he couldn't do anything about any of the goals in that game.
Not particularly, but like shot stave percentage, I think Jack must be a lot higher. But yeah, for me, I don't know. But I think for 70-80% of fans, they'd all go for Butland, but for whatever reason,
Southgate's a bellend.
Yeah, basically.
That has been the Barefoot Pod. We'll wrap it up there. Thanks, Jake, for coming on in Craig's spot this week. We have got, obviously I teased it last week, the Christmas jumpers are actually in the next room. The three, you've seen them. Don't give it away.
No.
Like them?
Yeah.
He hasn't been told to say that.
No, I do. I'm definitely having one of them.
Right, and there will be a teaser post up probably in the next couple of days on the page. Do watch out for that. I'm sure you'll all go absolutely mad for them. Or there's one clear what everyone, I think everyone's favourite.
But I think you'll be surprised by the one I like best.
Right, okay. Well, don't let anyone know. The teaser will go up in the next couple of days. Give us a like wherever you're listening, whether that's on iTunes, SoundCloud, Acast, YouTube, or if you're watching on YouTube. We will be back next week. Jake won't be, because Craig will be back.
Fuck you.
Craig will be back. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you later.